Let's now look at Rappler's Wrap for today, a list of the 10 most important events around the world you shouldn't miss. At number 2, the U.S. economy unexpectedly shrinks in the fourth quarter of 2012, suffering its first decline since the 2007 to 2009 recession. Economists were expecting a 1.1% growth, but businesses scale back on restocking and government spending plunges. The U.S. Commerce Department says gross domestic product fell at a 0.01% annual rate. This after growing at a 3.1% in the third quarter of 2012. Superstorm Sandy that battered the northeastern coast in October is seen as a key factor for the decline. At number 6, North Asia is the new stage for the space race following South Korea's successful rocket launch. The United States and the Soviet Union had defined global space rivalry since the 80s. The race will heat up this year, with China aiming to land a rover on the moon and India planning to send an unmanned probe into Mars orbit. Last July, Japan set up the country's first cabinet-level office for space strategy. In December last year, North Korea successfully launched an Earth observation satellite into orbit. South Korea's own successful rocket launch this week makes it the 5th Asian country and the 13th nation in the world to go into space. At number 8, ever get that feeling of being able to remember something you heard, even when you don't consciously remember hearing it? A new study from France shows the brain edits conscious experience retroactively. This allows a person to recall experiences even after the moment passes. This may explain why students dozing off in class may be able to recall what their teacher just said, even if they weren't consciously listening. The findings suggest consciousness and perception may be a two-way street, instead of linear progression from seeing something to consciously noticing it. At number 9, Research in Motion rebrands itself as BlackBerry. Before unveiling its 2 new smartphones, RIM CEO Thorsten Heinz says the company will operate under the name of its popular smartphone. Heinz says the change comes at a defining moment in the company's history. BlackBerry launches the Z10 and Q10 smartphones, both running on a new operating system. The Z10 slate design is reminiscent of the iPhone 5 and is completely touch-based, while the Q10 retains a physical keyboard. And at number 10, Facebook announces a majority of the social network's active users access the site from mobile devices. Facebook's active users for December hit 1.06 million, while the number of mobile active users hit 680 million. This is the first time mobile active users exceed desktop users. For the full top 10, visit Rappler.com's The Wrap. Every story on Rappler has a mood meter, which gives you 8 emotions to choose from. Click on how you feel, and your vote comes down to the mood navigator in the middle of the front page, which crowdsources the mood of the day. It also gives you the top 10 stories that got the most clicks. Looking at the mood meter today, our top story of the day stands out in green. The Philippine economy growing at 6.6% in 2012 makes 85% of people happy. On the other side, readers are angry with Donald Trump Jr. over his comments on Tubataha, 68% happy, 16% annoyed. And what about this story right here, about a Filipino who wants Philippine English words to be included in the new Oxford Dictionary, 53% inspired. All contributing to the mood of the day, today most people are happy. That's Rappler's Newscast for today, Thursday, January 31st, 2013. Visit Rappler.com and watch our newscast Monday to Friday. Tell us how you feel on our mood meter and help us crowdsource the mood of the day. I'm Carlos Santamaria. As we say at Rappler, tomorrow begins today.